welcome to the new episode of Around the World in 7 Days. My name is Pooja and I am here to present you some stories related to important global events. In this segment, we shall analyze 2 international stories of the past week. First of all, we shall analyze the Nagorno-Karabakh dispute and main reasons behind this dispute. We shall discuss that will the new government in Pakistan be able to bring any changes in foreign policy towards India? Let's move on with our first story. There are various regions in the world which are disputed between two countries, and such disputes have been going on for decades. For instance, India has disputes with China as well as Pakistan over some regions, and these disagreements have been lingering for decades. Armenia, an Asian country, and Azerbaijan, located in both Asia and Europe, are also caught up in a similar situation. This dispute has compelled both the countries to confront each other time and again. So far, this dispute has claimed the lives of thousands of citizens in both the countries. Nagorno-Karabakh is a disputed region between the two countries. We will discuss this issue in detail in today's story. But first of all, let us try to understand why this issue is in the news these days. Actually, thousands of protesters are agitating against the government in Yerevan, the capital of Armenia. They are demanding the resignation of Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan. Armenia's opposition parties are also participating in these protests. These parties have launched a massive civil disobedience movement. Protesters fear that Prime Minister Nikol is about to grant major concessions to Azerbaijan in the disputed Nagorno-Karabakh region. Recently, while PM Nikol was addressing the parliament, he made a controversial statement. He stated that I am guilty that I did not stand with my society in 2018-19, and all our near and distant allies expect us to hand over the 7 disputed areas of Nagorno-Karabakh to Azerbaijan. The opposition parties heavily criticized Nikol's statement. They accused Nikol of relinquishing their claim on Nagorno-Karabakh. Hence, the political turmoil got intensified in Armenia. Now, first of all, let us know about the Nagorno-Karabakh region. Armenia and Azerbaijan are countries located between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. It is called the Caucasus region due to the presence of the Caucasus Mountains. Armenia and Azerbaijan are neighboring countries. Armenia is bordered by Georgia to the north, Turkey to the west, Iran and Azerbaijan exclave to the south, and Azerbaijan to the east. Azerbaijan is bordered by Russia to the north, Iran to the south, and Turkey to the west of the Azerbaijan exclave. Now, the question arises that what is an exclave? An exclave is that part of a country or region that is geographically separated from the mainland and is bordered by one or more neighboring countries. It means that Azerbaijan is divided into 2 parts. Kaliningrad is also an exclave. It is part of Russia, but it is separated from the Russian mainland. Azerbaijan and Armenia were part of the Trans-Caucasian Democratic Federative Republic before World War I. It means that Armenia and Azerbaijan were previously a united country. However, the Federative Republic was divided into 3 parts, that is, Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Georgia, after the conclusion of World War I. When Joseph Stalin became the Soviet Union's head in the 1920s, he annexed Armenia and Azerbaijan to the Soviet Union. After becoming part of the Soviet Union, the borders of both the countries were drawn anew. The newly drawn borders between Armenia and Azerbaijan resulted in a dispute. When Armenia and Azerbaijan got separated due to the newly drawn border, the region of Nagorno-Karabakh was given to Azerbaijan. Stalin laid the foundation of a dispute by assigning the region of Nagorno-Karabakh to Azerbaijan. Now the question arises that why this dispute? Azerbaijan is a Muslim majority country and Armenia is a Christian majority country. In addition, Nagorno-Karabakh's majority population also follows Christianity. Logically, Nagorno-Karabakh should have been a part of Armenia. but Stalin gave it to Azerbaijan, a Muslim majority country. Now, Nagorno-Karabakh always suffers due to religious conflicts. Religious conflicts have become common in Nagorno-Karabakh. Armenia continued to support Nagorno-Karabakh due to same religion and culture, and as its result, a war started between Armenia and Azerbaijan. It is believed that Stalin also wanted Armenia and Azerbaijan to fight with each other. He intended that these small countries should keep fighting among themselves so that they could never become a threat to the Soviet Union. Stalin's intention became a reality. The conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan intensified over Nagorno-Karabakh. However, these countries could not muster the courage to go against the Soviet Union's decision. But as the Soviet Union began to crumble in the 1980s, Armenia and Azerbaijan clashed over Nagorno-Karabakh. Both the ethnic communities started fighting among themselves, and consequently, a civil war broke out in the Nagorno-Karabakh in 1988. Christians were supported by Armenia and Muslims were supported by Azerbaijan. As the Soviet Union disintegrated in 1991, Azerbaijan as well as Nagorno-Karabakh declared their independence. However, Azerbaijan and Nagorno-Karabakh got embroiled in violence in 1992. Thousands of people lost their lives and millions became homeless. After a 2-year-long war, a ceasefire was reached in 1994 through Russian mediation. Russia granted autonomous republic status to Nagorno-Karabakh, but the other countries of the world still consider it as a part of Azerbaijan. However, an Armenian-backed government rules in Nagorno-Karabakh. Apparently, the citizens of Armenia and Azerbaijan became passive on the issue of Nagorno-Karabakh. But in reality, they never left their claim on Nagorno-Karabakh, and therefore the fight for Nagorno-Karabakh is going on till now. Thousands of people died in Armenia-Azerbaijan conflict in 2020. Now you must have understood why Armenia and Azerbaijan keep fighting with each other. Armenia-Azerbaijan conflict is not de-escalating due to Stalin's historical blunder. Hence, when the Armenian Prime Minister made a statement about compromising on Nagorno-Karabakh, then the politics in Armenia got highly intensified. Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan and Azerbaijan's President Ilham Aliyev met in Brussels, the capital of Belgium, in April 2022. During the meeting, both the leaders had directed the foreign ministers of their respective countries to prepare for peace talks. During the meeting, it was agreed to constitute a bilateral commission on the delimitation issue on the Armenian-Azerbaijan border. It was aimed at ensuring security and stability along the border. However, Armenian Foreign Minister Ararat Mirzoyan sparked a controversy by stating that the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict is not a regional issue but a matter of the rights of the people residing in this region. Therefore, the Armenian opposition parties rallied against the government. Experts believe that the West or the European Union is behind the Armenian government's stand, while some experts believe that Russia is behind the Armenian government's stand. Regardless of the fact that which country is behind the Armenian government's stand, the Armenian government's statement has sparked a global debate about the situation in Nagorno-Karabakh. Moving on to the second story. After the political upheaval, the new government of Pakistan was formed last month under the leadership of Shahbaz Sharif, Prime Minister of Pakistan. With the formation of the new government, several speculations are being made. The speculations are especially about the upcoming foreign policies of the new foreign minister. Questions are being raised whether there will be any change in Pakistan's foreign policy towards India. Will Pakistan change its stand on Afghanistan and Kashmir issue? If Pakistan decides to do so, then what role will Pakistani army play in this decision? We will try to find out the answers to all these questions in today's story. But first of all, let us understand Pakistan and its current political scenario. After the fall of Imran Khan's government in Pakistan, former opponent parties, that is Pakistan Muslim League and the Pakistan People's Party, came together and formed a new government in Pakistan. Pakistan Muslim League is the largest party in the alliance with 84 MPs, while Pakistan People's Party is the second largest party in the alliance with 57 MPs. Besides, Two independent MPs are also a part of this alliance, along with other smaller parties. Pakistan's People's Party Chairman Bilawal Bhutto Zardari has been appointed as the new Foreign Minister of Pakistan in the newly formed government. He has become the head of the Ministry of External Affairs at a time when Pakistan badly needs a skilled and visionary leader for implementing its foreign policies. The new foreign minister has the dual responsibility of mending Pakistan's strained relations with the US on the one hand and resuming peace talks with the neighboring country India on the other, while maintaining coordination with Pakistan's army and China. Another pertinent question is whether the new government of Pakistan will strive to restore its relations with India. Indo-Pak relations were not adverse during the previous governments of Pakistan People's Party. It has been a liberal democratic party. Moreover, Bilawal has also not been an anti-India persona. Bilawal has already visited India with his father Asif Ali Zardari. At that time, Bilawal's father was the President of Pakistan. During this visit, Bilawal was in news in India. However, the situation has changed a lot in the last 7 years. Relations between India and Pakistan deteriorated after the Pulwama incident in February 2019 and the withdrawal of special powers from Jammu and Kashmir by India in August 2019. Shahid Malik, who was Pakistan's High Commissioner to India, has stated that all parties in Pakistan now desire that relations with India should be restored and the Kashmir issue should also be discussed. He had also stated that the governments which came to power in Pakistan during the last 5 to 7 years have taken several initiatives towards normalizing relations with India. But India did not respond well to these initiatives. India wants a resumption of relations with Pakistan, but an environment free from terror, enmity, and violence is its prerequisite for carrying out peace talks. On the other hand, Pakistan's government concerns is that these matters are not entirely in its hands. Pakistan's government is not free to take such decisions. General elections are to be held in Pakistan in 2023 and in India in 2024. With elections due next year, Bilawal Bhutto is not in a position to make any decisive changes in Pakistan's foreign policy towards India. Moreover, Pakistan Army's dominance and China's interference will also prevent him from changing Pakistan's foreign policy towards India. It is an open secret that Pakistan's army interferes in the politics and foreign policies of the country. Besides, China's role has also increased in these matters in the recent years. The role of Pakistan's army and China increases especially in the matters related to India. Although even before the fall of Imran Khan's government in Pakistan, Pakistan's army had made it quite clear that it is not political and it always keeps a distance from political issues. However, the statement was neither accepted in Pakistan nor in other countries of the world. There is a general opinion in Pakistan that Pakistan's army cannot distance itself from Pakistan's foreign policy matters. In such a scenario, even if the new foreign minister desires to take a pro-India stand, he might not be able to do so. He will not be able to work actively for meeting Pakistan's relations with India, as Pakistan's army will take the final decision in such matters. China has invested heavily in Pakistan following its policy of economic infiltration. China aims at countering India as well as preparing an alternative to the Strait of Malacca. The Strait of Malacca is a narrow shipping corridor in the Indonesian islands. As China's relations are not quite cordial with the countries of the world, therefore it fears that if the situation worsens, then it will not be possible to sustain or maintain its energy supply through Malacca. For this reason, China would never want that India's relation with Pakistan become normal. It will affect the economic, diplomatic, and strategic interests of China. On the other hand, China's large-scale presence in Pakistan puts India's security at risk. Therefore, India can restore relations with Pakistan to weaken China's dominance in Pakistan. However, China does not want to lose its ground in Pakistan. Therefore, China will always pressurize Pakistan to not restore its relations with India. In view of all this, the experts of Pakistan are of the opinion that it is possible to improve Pakistan's relation with the US and Europe, but Pakistan's foreign policy will hardly change towards Afghanistan or India. However, it remains to be seen whether Pakistan's foreign policy aims at restoring Pakistan's relations with India in the coming days. After the major news, let us also take a look at some other important international news. Chinese President Xi Jinping introduced the Global Security Initiative this week. It aims at adopting a common, comprehensive, cooperative and sustainable security approach for countering unilateralism and group politics. According to Chinese officials, the Global Security Initiative has been introduced to counter the US Indo-Pacific strategy and the Quad. Quad is a security grouping of India, America, Australia and Japan. Xi Jinping has stated about creating a global security initiative against the politics of expansion, power and bloc conflicts in the recently held Boao Forum for Asia meeting. BFA is an international grouping of several countries. It aims at promoting economic integration in Asia. North Korea launched a ballistic missile on 4th May 2022 despite South Korea's objections. The missile was launched at a time when North Korean President Kim Jong-un had vowed to increase North Korea's nuclear arsenal a few days ago. The recent missile launch is a warning for Yoon Suk-yeol, the new elected president of South Korea. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff stated that the missile launch was a gross violation of UN Security Council resolutions. North Korea has tested 14 weapons, including intercontinental ballistic missiles, since January 2022. Iran's oil minister Javad Zarif made an official visit to Venezuela, an ally of Iran, during this week. He met President Nicolas Maduro in Caracas, the capital of Venezuela. The two leaders discussed fraternal ties and deepening cooperation in energy matters. This meeting is quite crucial as both the countries are facing the US sanctions. Hence, both the countries jointly discussed ways of dealing with the sanctions imposed by the US. Iran and Venezuela are major oil-producing countries, and both the countries are founding members of OPEC, which is a global oil-producing group. Now let's look at our questions for today. Why is the Nagorno-Karabakh dispute in news? What are the main reasons behind this dispute? Evaluate. Will the new government of Pakistan be able to bring any change in foreign policy towards India? Analyze.